Hello everyone. In this lesson we are going to practice using escape sequences. Don't worry, we won't use all of them, only the most common ones. First, pause the video, read the task, and try to complete it on your own. Only then, continue watching the video. Task number 1. Print the following text to the screen. Each line of text must also be printed on a separate line. Use /n. So, we have 6 tasks. So I created 6 projects. Here I decided to use 3 separate stdcout statements because the code will be easier to read than if we used just one statement. Each statement prints its own line of text to the screen and moves the cursor to a new line so that the lines aren't printed in a single row. I use /n specifically at the end of each line because we first need to print the entire line of text and only then move to a new line. Let's run the program and take a look at the output. Task number 2. Print the following pattern to the screen. We can see a rectangle. First, let's count how many lines it has. There are 4. That's why I decided to use 4 stdcout statements. The first one and the last statements print the full lines, while the 2 statements in the middle print only the edges. I also use /n at the end of each line, otherwise we won't get a rectangle and everything will be printed on a single line. Let's run the program and take a look at the output. Task number 3. Print the following pattern to the screen using only the characters hashtag, /t, and /n. You must use only one stdcout statement. First, let's count how many lines we have here. There are 3, but we can only use one stdcout statement. That's why we'll have to use /n at least twice in the text to separate the lines. We can also see that the second and third lines are indented, but we can't use spaces, only /t. So that's what we're going to use. The first line is in the corner, so we just need to print it and move the cursor to the next line. The second line is indented, so here we first use /t, then print the text, and then move the cursor to the next line. The third line was twice as much indentation, which means we need to use /t at least twice. After that, everything works the same way as before. Let's run the program and take a look at the output. Task number 4. Print the path to the .executable file you are running. For example, this. If you run a program at least once by this point, you'll find the path to one of your programs in the output window. I took this path and copied it inside double quotes. To print everything correctly, we need to double each backslash. Otherwise, the compiler will think that they are some unknown escape sequences. I've already done that here. Let's run the program and take a look at the output. Task number 5. Print the following to the screen. The movie's name is The Odyssey. I haven't seen it. Here, it's enough to use just one stdcout statement. The main thing is to print the double quotes correctly. To do that, we use this escape sequence. Otherwise, you'll get a compilation error. Let's run the program and take a look at the output. Task number 6. Print the table of escape sequences to the screen. I will show you the first few lines. Continue the table in the same way for all these escape sequences I showed you. I showed you this table in the lesson, so you need to copy it. The main problem is printing the escape sequences themselves. You need to add another backslash before each backslash. After that, it's just the slow process of drawing the table. Even though the table looks a bit messy in our code, it will look normal when we run the program. Let's run the program and take a look at the output. That's it for this lesson. Thank you for watching. I hope you tried to complete this task on your own. See you in the next lesson. Goodbye.